So today is going to be a little bit different, I guess. I'm, planning on talking about a few things, and I guess I'm hoping that we'll get some people on. And I guess you never know with these live things if someone actually is going to come in or not. And at the moment, there's no one, which is all good. So maybe I'm just going to be talking to myself. That's the funny thing about lives. Okay, so first up is there's some people that I think I'm following that might be worthy if you're an entrepreneur or if you have some people and you want to know who should I turn to for support, who should I really get to know out there on social media, who's going to help you if you're running either a business or you're a therapist or other people. I want to help you guys, get into the right people's networks as well, not just my network or not just watch me. What this is about. This is you help yourself. Okay, so obviously it's great if you follow me. So thanks to that person for checking in, because sometimes I feel like otherwise I'm talking to myself, but I want to make sure that I'm talking to people out there just to help you guys. So I guess it's good for you guys to figure out what do you need, number one. Number two is who is going to be good for you to follow. So there's a few people out there that I'm following on LinkedIn, and this is going out to LinkedIn and Facebook and other places. So LinkedIn, Precious Williams, I'm following her. She's awesome. Hi, Precious, if you're watching this, you're awesome. I love the way that you pitch and, do your stuff. So if you get a chance to follow Precious, please do so. Obviously, you might be following me on different channels too. That's great too. I want to help you with other people to follow. There's a guy by the name of, in my networks, I really love this guy. His name is George Kao, and it's Kao, and he's like all across Facebook in particular. So that's an interesting name to bring up. So I guess I'm all about not just selling. What I'm about is helping, but helping first. So not just selling my programs and not just all that, but for me, what I really want you guys to hear from me is that I'm here to help you make the links with other people. I like to be someone who just connects people, in addition to helping people with training, education, and what have you, because, I won't be able to help everyone on the face of the planet, and I'm cool with that. I want to make sure that you guys get what you need from me to just be put in the right direction. So George Kao on Facebook is great. And another person is Precious Williams on LinkedIn. So probably they would be my picks. Basically, people who actually are caring about other people in business, coming from a place of heart, and also care and connection. So that's about it for me. Did anyone have any questions? So this is also your chance to ask me questions about how I do what I do. So, I like to make sure I'm connecting with you. That's what this process is all about. So ask me questions. So some people might say, hey, Renee, how did you get the clients that you get or got in the online space? I can answer that. How do you put yourself out there? I had a question the other day, interesting, about, Renee, do you still do face-to-face? The answer is 100% yes. So I'm still doing face-to-face and I'm online. So I do about 50-50. So I, go online, do these kind of things, these kind of lives, but also seeing clients online. Obviously, that's completely private off this space. So that's, I really need to make that point that I work online and face-to-face. So the other things you might want to know is, if you want to check out my training, it's on aott.com.au, or if you want to get me for professional services, it's reneemcdonald.com, ReneeMcdonald.com. Thank you for asking me that question. Can I share the level 1 training that I offer? Okay, so obviously I can't share it here right now, but yes, share about it. Absolutely. So good question. Level 1, it was the original course in online therapy in Australia. Basically it covers legislation, ethics, and how to set up your online therapy practice. We look at, bookings, apps, look at, how to do things ethically with contracts. We look at all those different things. Basically, what are the skills that are different in this space to in the face-to-face space? But it's really just a framework. So the level 1 is the framework. It gives you like the framework and foundations in order to set up your practice well. That obviously the work is up to you. I don't do the work for you, but it's about the skills and doing the doing in the online space. What are the things that you need to think about differently in this space? I hope that helps the person who asked that question. So what are the things that are different in this virtual space that doesn't apply to the face-to-face space? I mean, I'll just give you a few clues. How do we need to hold ourselves on camera? That's something you really need to think about. How do you need to hold yourself in such a way? So I'm actually contacting you right now and talking to you. So that's something important. A lot of therapists don't really think about how they appear on camera. Something that also might interest people out there is I don't just make this stuff up, because when I was a kid, I was a child actress. So that's something everybody needs to hear. So obviously, not an act, because I'm a therapist and done 18 years of work and worked in online for 11 years. But it really helps. Richard Hill talks to this too, that the art of any kind of performance of any kind, doing your job well, whatever doing your job well actually means. So how do you do your job well so your clients keep coming back to you? You want your clients to come back. This is what's absolutely important. And so I think about that all the time. How can I help my clients get to where they want to get to? And how can I ask the right questions that are relevant to them right now? Not just what's in a textbook. So for me, I look at the research, but I also want to be practical. So my training is probably more practical than any of the other training on the market. But in addition to that, it was the first in the Australian market. So that's essential that I say. There were other university level courses, but mine is quite unique from the point of view of actually being the first in the independent space. So thank you for that question. I hope that answers that. And in addition to that question, then you might want to know what's the difference between 1, level 2, 3, and 4. So if you want international accreditation, you need to go to level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you get ACTO membership beyond that. But if you're just wanting to have a good start with what do I need to know, Renee, for setting up my online practice, that's what level 1's about. Level 2 is the advanced holding skills. So it's advanced level training in level 2. Level 3 is running groups online. Now that's hectic. A lot of people say, oh yeah, it's easy. Well, what happens if you have lots of people talking over the top of you? How do you deal with that? What happens if you don't know how to run the technology? What if you don't know how to run, whether it's Zoom, GoTo, whatever you're using, Docsme, how are you going to manage the technology so that you can still be a professional? We don't want to just be having chats to our clients. And of course, that's not the point, but how do you make sure that the client also sees it as a professional thing too? Because sometimes the client doesn't treat it seriously enough because we're not treating it seriously enough. So level 1 is all about professionalizing your practice. And on top of that, based on a number of things that I've done, I've now got trademarks. However, you have to purchase them. You cannot obtain a trademark from me without purchasing them. You can get a logo, but the logos are different to trademarks. So it's really essential that you hear that. Okay, so thank you for listening and for that question. That's awesome. Let me know if you have any other questions. I hope that really has solidified level 1 for you, because it just is that really good start. Things that you don't learn in your courses with university, some things that you don't learn at college or other training. It's, not only do we need to think about how we do this, we need to think about privacy, especially in the days of, checking in apps and things like that. So we really need to think about, how does that impact our clients' privacy? Yeah, thanks. So we've got to think about that. In addition to that, we also need to think about, how are we going to do the doing in this space? How are we going to, I guess, be there for the clients in the way they want us to be there for them, because things have changed dramatically. And what was fascinating for me, all my clients were able to transition from face-to-face to online at the start of COVID. Some of them have gone back, some of them have stayed online. So that's what's fascinating, is things have changed, but can you make those adjustments and make the transformation accordingly, and that transition? So really think about that, because that's the kind of thing that I help people to do in coaching, in therapy, and also in my mentoring space too. So really that's what I'm doing a lot of. I even have some clients come to me asking that. So it's really a big thing. How do I do this online thing? And, why do you know, Renee, and I don't know? Well, what I guess I will say is practice. Please, if you don't come to my training, practice. Also, how can you make yourself more professional? So you need to, value add to your clients so they want to come to see you. It's got nothing to do with your skills. Sorry, everyone. It's got nothing to do with your skills. In the online space, it's how can a client figure out that you are the right person for them? So it's actually about them, not about you. But not only is it not about you, it's actually about them, and their needs for therapy, coaching, or whatever it might be. So we're talking about being client-facing, not client-focused. And that means, if I was the client, I want to come to see me, therapist. If I was a client, would I feel safe? Would I feel safe coming to me? So, and if I was, the client from the place of, how can I contact this person? Are they easy to find? Can I find them in lots of different places to say, yeah, they're legitimate now? So we're thinking about our legitimacy too. So you as a clinician need to come across as fully legitimate. Otherwise, you might be cast into the, oh, I don't know if she's all right or not type place. So you need to think about that. That's a really important thought. So you need to be not only on the internet, but you need to be working on the internet to allow the clients to come to you. It's kind of like bees and honey. So we're thinking about it more like that than actually like, I need to do this Facebook post, I need to do that LinkedIn live, I need to do this. I'm always thinking really deeply about you guys. So and thank you for asking that question, because I want to make sure that I'm helping you and thinking about it from your place and giving you this as an example as well. So thank you for listening, and thanks for that person who's continued to listen till now. I'm going to toddle off because I've got work to get back to. I'm going to be running these on a Monday to start your day off well and your week off well. I'm going to try and run it like early-ish in the morning if I can, somewhere between, 8:30 and midday, just to start your day off well. This is for the Aussies, but obviously if it's the Americans or the British, it might be your middle of the night possibly, or your Sunday evening. So thanks for checking in, everyone, and I'm really hoping I answered your questions well. If you haven't been able to listen in when I've been talking about particularly level 1 if you're interested. Please, you might want to watch this back. This goes out to my YouTube channel, so I'm hoping that's helpful for everyone out there. And just for everyone who doesn't know, I do a course that helps you gain the skills and the practice knowledge to be able to get your either therapy or coaching practice out in the field, in the online virtual space. So there you go, guys. That's it for now, and have a great rest of your day. All the best, and take care, and catch you next week. Bye.